Hi children, good morning all of you. All of you welcome to our English class. I hope all are doing well, isn't it? Okay, previous class we began to discuss our second lesson. What is the lesson title? A Gift of Chappals by Vasanta Surya. And in our first part we already discussed the story is about children. They are very kind and they got unexpectedly they got a kitten. What is its name? Is Mahendra Varma Pallava Pune. Isn't it? Okay, strange name already given by Ravi. That we already discussed in our first part itself. And today's class we are going to discuss its second part. And we can see in the second part a detailed explanation has given about our Lali's music master. Lali already played a violin and a detailed information has given about that master. After that we can see in our story another character already entered, and who is that one? That is a beggar. And we can see Gift of Chapels. A Gift of Chapel, actually it is our title, Gift of Chapels, and we know the chapels, it has an important, it has a unique significance in our story. And what is the significance of the chapels in our story that we can see. And before that, one thing I want to say, you have to read textbook very well. Okay, after that you have to watch the video so you will get more idea. Let's discuss our second part. Second part. Mridu crept up to the window. Lali was sitting a little distance away, awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring, her elbows jutting out and her eyes glazed with concentration. And we know that through the window, Mridu crept up to the window, means Mridu looked inside the window, and from there they heard a creaking sound itself. And what did she see? മൃദു എന്താ ജനലിനുള്ളിലൂടെ കണ്ടത്? ലാലി വാസ് സിറ്റിംഗ് എ ലിറ്റിൽ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് എവേ ഓക്കേർഡ്ലി മീൻസ് എ ക്ലംസി ആൻഡ് ഹോൾഡിങ് ഹർ വയലിൻ ആൻഡ് ബോ സ്ട്രിങ്. വളരെ വിഷമത്തോടു കൂടിയിട്ട് വിത്ത് എഫേർട്ട് ഷീ ഓൾറെഡി ഹെൽഡ് ദ വയലിൻ ഇൻ ഹർ ഹാൻഡ് ആൻഡ് ഹർ എൽബോസ് jutting out and her eyes glazed with concentration. She concentrated in her learning. And jutting out means we know that it is projecting. And in front of her, with most of his back to the window, was another man was sitting in front of her. Can you guess who may be sitting in front of Lali? And we know now Lali, she is playing violin and she is sitting just in front of a bony figure. Who may be that bony figure? Can you imagine? Yes, that is his music master. And so now the situation, the second part begins that Lali was sitting just in front of her music master, and next we can see the remaining sentences already given us a detailed information how he is. How was our music master? What about his appearance? അപ്പോൾ ഇനിയുള്ള സെൻറ്റൻസുകൾ നമുക്ക് മ്യൂസിക് മാസ്റ്റർ how he looks. And our music master, he was the bony figure. And bony figure here means he is a very thin, and he had a mostly bald head. Mostly bald head means no enough hair in his hand, with a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears and an old-fashioned tuft. And you know what is tuft? Tuft means actually a long hair, a bunch of hair, it may be tied together. That is tuft, and it is a very old fashion. When you look the picture itself, you can see how he tied his hair itself. And once again I am reading the information about the person. Was the bony figure of the music master. He had a mostly bald head, കഷണ്ടിയൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട്, with a fringe of oiled black hair. Fringe means hair cut over the brow, പ്രത്യേക രീതിയിൽ മുടി കെട്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നതാണ്. And a gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck, and a diamond ring glittered on his hand, as it glided up and down the stem of the violin. And he had a golden chain and he had a diamond ring and he is playing violin. On his hand he carried one violin and very easily, very in a smooth manner he is playing violin. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold bordered vesti edge, and he was beating time on the floor with a scrawny big toe. And we know here scrawny means very thin and very thin big toes. And at first sight itself, these much things noticed by Mridu when she looked through the window. She noticed what Lali was doing there, and after that, he noticed the music master and how he looks like. And Mridu got a detailed information, a detailed picture already about the music master. He is very thin man and he already wears a vashti itself. That is vashti meaning has given dhoti. It is a Tamil word itself. And he was beating time on the floor. He was beating time on the floor with the scrawny big toe. And he already, in a particular manner, he was sitting there. That is the ഫസ്റ്റ് പാരഗ്രാഫ്. ഓക്കെ, ഫസ്റ്റ് പാരഗ്രാഫിൽ മൃദു ഇരിക്കുന്നതും നമ്മളുടെ മ്യൂസിക് മാസ്റ്റർ ദ വേ ഓഫ് സിറ്റിംഗ് ആൻഡ് ദ വേ ഓഫ് പ്ലേയിങ് വയലിൻ എവറിത്തിങ് ഓൾറെഡി എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻഡ്. ഓക്കെ, ലെറ്റ് us discuss our second paragraph. In the second part, he played a few notes. Here notes means musical notes itself, and very easily he, being a music master, without effort he was able to play violin very well. And what about Lali? Lali stumbled behind him on her violin. Stumbled means followed haltingly. She is not expert, and so she makes some mistake in it, which look like helpless and unhappy in her hands. And while she was playing, she was very unhappy and she is sitting quite helpless situation itself, like we say a picture we will got. What a difference! The music master's notes seem to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible tracks of the melody. It means that line tells us that the music master, he is a very skilled person. He knows how to play violin very well, and he is a very able person. That ലൈൻ ടെൽസ് us ദാറ്റ് ആ ലൈൻ നമ്മളടുത്ത് പറയുന്നത് മ്യൂസിക് മാസ്റ്റർ വളരെ നന്നായിട്ട് പ്ലേ ചെയ്യുന്നു വയലിൻ എന്നാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. ഇൻവിസിബിൾ ട്രാക്സ് ഓഫ് ദ മെലഡി മീൻസ് ഹീ ഈസ് എ വെരി എക്സ്പേർട്ട് പേഴ്സൺ. ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ലൈക്ക് ദ വീൽസ് ഓഫ് ദ ട്രെയിൻ fitting smoothly into the rails and whizzing along. Whizzing here means a hissing sound. Anyway, we can say that he didn't make any mistake, and when we hear, it is actually a very nice voice itself. As Ravi said, Mridu stared at that huge beringed hand moving effortlessly up the violin stem, making lovely music. That line also tells us that our music master, he already played very beautifully and effortlessly his fingers are moving. Beringed means he wears a ring on his hand. അപ്പോൾ വിരലിൽ ഒരു റിംഗ് ഒക്കെ ധരിച്ച് വളരെ effortlessly, without effort he is playing violin. We can simply say that one. Squawk, there was Lali derailing again. Derailing means whenever she is playing violin, we know that she makes mistake in it. Derail means cause to leave the train, and here means out of track itself. അപ്പോൾ എപ്പോഴും നമ്മളുടെ ലാലി പ്ലേ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് ട്രാക്ക് ആണ്. She makes a mistake. That time they heard someone is calling Amma. Came a wail from the gate. Amma, oh. Again, twice they heard someone is crying. Wail means it is a lamenting itself. ആരോ ഒരാൾ in a pity manner, in a sympathetic manner, one is crying though. And after that they heard what they heard. Ravi, send the beggar away, cried his mother from the back veranda where she was chatting. And we know that when they heard someone is calling Amma, at that moment itself, we know that Rukumani we know Ravi's mother's name is Rukumani, and Rukumani told that Ravi, send that beggar away. As early as possible, they wanted to send back that beggar from their compound itself. And that time we know that Ravi's mother, I mean Rukumani, she was chatting with whom? Our Mridu's Tapi. And she began to explain one more thing. He has been coming here every day for the past week, and it is time he found another house to beg from, Patti explained to Tapi. And the reason also Rukmani told. Rukmani wanted to avoid the presence of the beggar from their house itself. What is the reason? He has been coming here for the last 1 week itself. Continuously he is coming there, and it is time he found another house. It is better he has to found out. He has to found another house itself. For getting food, for getting comfort, for taking rest, everything he has to seek in another house itself. And Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മളുടെ രുക്മണി, രവിയുടെ അമ്മ എന്താ പറയുന്നത്, രുക്മണി പറയുന്നത് ബൈ സീയിങ് ദ ബെഗർ ആൻഡ് ഷീ വാസ് റിയലി ഇറിറ്റേറ്റഡ് ആൻഡ് ഷീ ഓൾറെഡി ഷൗട്ടഡ് രവി. സോ രവിയുടെ അടുത്ത് പറയണം എന്താണ്, പെട്ടെന്ന് തന്നെ ബെഗർ ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് ഒഴിവാക്കണം. റീസൺ എന്താണ്, ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് 1 week ഹി കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്ലി ഹി റീച്ച്ഡ് ദ ആൻഡ് ദേ പ്രൊവൈഡഡ് ഫുഡ് ഫോർ ഹിം. ആൻഡ് now they already told that it is not possible to give food again for the beggar, so the beggar has to find out another house. എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് ബെഗർ വേറൊരു വീട് കണ്ടെത്തണം. ഇനി അവർക്ക് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ടെൻഡൻസി അവർക്ക് ഇല്ല. മൃദു ആൻഡ് മീന followed Ravi out. The beggar was already in the garden, making himself quite at home. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against its trunk, apparently prepared to take a little snooze, while he waited for the arms to appear. "Go away," said Ravi sternly. "My party says it is time you found another house to beg from." What is that paragraph? That paragraph tells us that the beggar, he entered their house and he is going to take rest, and apparently means evidently he prepared to take a little snooze. Snooze means he wanted to take a short sleep itself. And for the arms to appear, he imagines he waited that someone will give food for him. Alms here means charitable donation. We know that some rich people, or not only rich people, some people they are very much interested to donate for the poor people. അപ്പോൾ അയാൾ നമ്മുടെ ബെഗർ ഇവരുടെ വീട്ടിലേക്ക് കൂളായി വന്ന് ഓൾറെഡി ഹീ ഈസ് ഗോയിങ് ടു ടേക്ക് റെസ്റ്റ് and he expects that they will provide food for him. That time Ravi approached him. ആ സമയത്ത് രവി ബെഗറുടെ അടുത്തേക്ക് വന്നിട്ട് എന്താണ്, sternly means very firmly he told, "Party says it is time you found another house to beg from." പാർട്ടി പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് ഇവിടുന്ന് പോയി വേറെ ഏതെങ്കിലും വീട് ബെഗ് ചെയ്യാൻ, ഭക്ഷണം ചോദിക്കാൻ പാർട്ടി പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. The beggar opened his eyes very wide and gazed at each of the children one by one. Many children are there, and we know that except Ravi, Mridu and Meena was there. The ladies of this house, the beggar began to say something about the ladies in that house. എന്താണ് നമ്മുടെ ബെഗർ പറയുന്നത്? The ladies of this house, he said at last, in a voice choked with feeling. He was not able to speak comfortably. He began to choke. Suffocation was there. അയാൾക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് സംസാരിക്കാനൊക്കെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ട്. And he continued, "The ladies of this house are very kind souls. I know that the ladies of this house, they are ready to help me. They are ready to provide food for me. I know them very well. I have kept my body and soul together on their generosity for a whole week. The last week, each days they are ready to provide food for me. And what happened to them? My body and soul together on their generosity." Manage here, its meaning has given, I already stay alive because of their generosity. ഞാനിവിടെ ജീവിക്കുന്നത് തന്നെ അവരുടെ ദയ കൊണ്ടും കാരുണ്യം കൊണ്ടാണ്. ബിക്കോസ് ദ ലാസ്റ്റ് വീക്ക് ദേ ഓൾറെഡി പ്രൊവൈഡഡ് ഫുഡ്. And he raised his voice again, "Amma, Amma," likewise he is calling. സാഡ് ഹിസ് വെയിൽ, വെയിൽ മീൻസ് ലാമെൻറ്റിങ്, വിലപിക്കുകയാണ്. സാഡ് ഹിസ് വെയിൽ മൈറ്റ് ബി, but it certainly wasn't feeble. It wasn't feeble. It began in a deep, strong rumble somewhere in his withered belly. Withered belly means in his belly nothing is there and he is starving. And came booming out of his mouth. Anyway, from his mouth some sound began to utter. He is calling the mother, with its few remaining teeth stained brown with beetle chewing. And when he opened his mouth, we can see his inside his mouth there is teeth, and the teeth seemed brownish color because of beetle chewing. He has such a habit, chewing beetle. അപ്പോൾ വെറ്റിലേക്ക് മുറുക്കിയിട്ട് his teeth seemed in brown color. Ravi, tell him there is nothing left in the kitchen, called Rukumani. And he is not to come again. Tell him that he sounded fed up. Fed up means she is very much irritated. She is not at all ready to help the beggar again. So she told like ways to Ravi. Raviയുടെ അടുത്ത് പറയുന്നതാണ്, nothing is there in our kitchen. Tell him everything. And one more thing you have to tell him, don't come again. ഇനി ഒരിക്കലും വരരുതെന്ന് കൂടി ബെഗർ അടുത്ത് പറയാൻ അവൾ പറയുകയാണ്. രവി ഡിൻ ഹാവ് ടു റിപ്പീറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് ഓൾ ടു ദ ബെഗർ. പക്ഷെ അതെല്ലാം രവി റിപ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പറഞ്ഞില്ല. കാരണം എന്താണ്? വാട്ട് ഹിസ് മദർ സെഡ് had been easy for them all to hear. Mother is already telling in the loud voice. It is audible to the beggar also. There under the neem tree, the beggar sat up and sighed. Anyway, the beggar is sitting there under the neem tree and he took a sigh itself. Sighed means he took a long breath, having with a disappointment. ദീർഘനിശ്വാസം എടുക്കുകയാണ്. I will go, he said wearily. Very tired, in a tired voice he told, anyway, I will go. Only let me have a rest here under this tree. Please give me permission to take a little bit rest under this neem tree. The sun is so hot, it is a hotty time. The tar has melted on the road. My feet are already blistered. Blistered means my feet or his feet, the beggar's feet already burned because of the hotty road itself. He stretched out his feet to show large pink peeling blisters on the soles of his bare feet. So he already showed his naked feet and it is already burned and it is already watched by the children. I suppose he doesn't have the money to buy chappals, Mridu whispered to Meena Devi. And so the Mridu, she felt sympathy and she told one more thing. By seeing these burning blisters already, the burning bare feet of the beggar, the Mridu became very much, she was in dilemma and she told that I suppose he doesn't have the money. She was really helpless how to help this poor beggar, and I suppose in his hand there isn't enough money to buy a new chapel. Have you got an old pair in the house somewhere? She asked such a question to Meena and Ravi. Have you seen any old pair in your house? Otherwise, are you ready to give a pair of chappals for this beggar? I don't know, said Ravi. Mine are too small to fit his feet. Oh, I would have given them to him, said his feet were larger than Mridu's and Meena's. And these children, Meena and Mridu, are also helpless. Their feet are so small, so their chappal, it is not fit for the beggar, so they are helpless. And his feet, we know that the beggar's feet, being a elder man, his feet were larger than Mridu's and Meena's. So they became helpless. Anyway, they wanted to help the poor beggar. And what happened to the story? How they helped the poor beggar? That we can see in the remaining portion. Anyway, you have to read your textbook very well. And if you have any doubt, you have to ask. Okay.